It's good, YouTube. We got the David Pakman show. Got some more stuff on Trump coming out. I'm not really that surprised though. I know y'all ain't that surprised either, because obviously he's trying to hide all the information. Obviously he's not trying to release any information. Apparently Pam, she went to go talk to Jizzy Maxwell, so Jizzy Max. That's the nickname, code name. I'm giving her because you can't be too direct with these people because they're trying to cover everything up. But let's see what the David Pakman show talking about. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and keep asking for the truth.
Thought that Donald Trump's Epstein scandal, if you thought that Donald Trump's Epstein scandal couldn't get any darker, what Senator Ron Wyden just revealed might explain why the Trump administration is doing everything it can to change the subject. Wyden says that his investigators have uncovered $1.5 billion in suspicious money transfers tied to Jeffrey Epstein. These were flagged dollars, and his investigators have uncovered $1.5 billion in
5 billion. 1.5 billion. I can't even quantify that like at all. 1.5 billion. That's almost 2 billion. Well, that's 3/4 of 2 billion. That is crazy. Suspiciously tied to Jeffrey Epstein. Wonder why.
suspicious money transfers
That's
tied to
crazy.
Jeffrey Epstein. These were flagged by
It means that they know who that's connected to too. That traces back to somebody. Those trace back to people. Like it's not just random money that's get that those trace back somewhere. That's
major banks. They were reported to the Treasury Department. And most of it does seem to be connected to Epstein's global sex trafficking operation. Trump's DOJ, as of this moment, is completely ignoring it. Wyden's not speculating. They personally reviewed thousands of pages of Treasury files in early 2024 when Democrats controlled the Senate.
because they're both washed up, both sides. It don't matter which party you for. They're both in on it. Everybody's in on it. I mean, this been going on since 2008. Well, like he's been getting called out for it since 2008, and it's been getting covered up since 2008, like globally covered up. It's always been covered up, but like the word got out. You know what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. David know what I'm talking about.
And what they found is over 4,700 Epstein linked wire transfers, payments from Russian banks that are now under sanctions,
Mm.
transfers that coincided.
Russian banks. I think it's funny though. The Russian banks are connected. That's interesting because we know who are. That means everybody's connected.
Thousands of pages of Treasury files speculating. They personally reviewed thousands of pages of Treasury files in early 2024 when Democrats controlled the Senate. And what they found is over 4,700 Epstein linked wire transfers, payments from Russian banks that are now under sanctions, transfers that coincided with the movement of women and girls across borders. And what is Trump doing? His attorney general, Pam Bondi, says there's no Epstein client list. There's not going to be more charges. She's closing the door. The DOJ.
She was just going to talk to Jizzy Max though, so curious if
Under Trump isn't even acknowledging we did or didn't review what Ron Wyden's team has found.
hmm,
The Treasury Department itself is blocking Congress from accessing these documents, even though Wyden already had access under Joe Biden, which
that-
completely contradicts Trump's claim that this is all political theater. And meanwhile, Trump ran on, and the guy who is now the FBI director, the guy who is now the deputy FBI director, the woman who is now the attorney general, they all ran on
yep.
and said, if Trump wins, we're going to see transparency. We're going to finally get to the bottom of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. But the only thing Trump has ordered released so far are pertinent elements of grand jury testimony,
It's called.
which is leaving a lot up to Pam Bondi. And why is it that that's what Trump wants released? Well, because that's the least likely thing to reveal anything incriminating about Donald Trump. Everything else is being completely and totally stonewalled. And as for MAGA, the very same crowd that spent years yelling about Epstein's client list and demanding heads roll, now, as the files might show that Trump was more involved with Epstein than previously known, some of them have lost interest. Now, not all of them. Not all of them. There are some influencers who are saying, no, 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 we're not forgetting about this. But House Republicans just killed a vote to compel the release of the Epstein files and have shut down the House. These are the people who said we're going to expose the elite pedophiles. By the way, the use of the term pedophile seems wrong because there's no evidence that prepubescent girls were involved. I know it's one of
There's a lot. There's a lot. Virginia. That's number one. Exhibit A, Virginia, that wrote 1,000 times to everybody, every therapist, told all of them, I'm not gonna go jump off a cliff just to go jump off a cliff. I want to live. But she kept saying that there's people after me because I'm trying to talk about Prince Andy and what happened on it was in Australia. No, I think it was in Europe somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like in the UK or something like that. But anyways, in the same picture is Jizzy Max. You know what I'm saying? So it's all connected. Anyways, that's Exhibit A. Obviously, there's plenty of other examples. The women coming out talking about the Prezi, underage stuff. You know what I'm saying? Prepubescent. Even though that one was, she said that he just made a joke saying that he thought she was very underage, but still, it's evidence.
these technicalities, but I do think it's important to be accurate here. But not that it even matters. It doesn't change the criminality of what we're talking about here. But all of a sudden, when they're going to expose pedophiles and the trail leads to their guy, they go, whoa, we got to shut the engine
Their God or them.
off, abandon the car, and walk away. And Trump's doing all of the normal distraction to take attention away, ramping
He's
up
in on.
threats to suspend habeas corpus and
Pam told him back in the beginning of this, hey, you're in them files. He said, all right, we're gonna act like it don't exist.
do more mass deportations, talking about fake protesters paid by George Soros, talking about the deep state, now saying Obama.
That's interesting. You talk about George Soros because George Soros is up there with Larry Fink, is up there with the eh, BlackRock, State Street. That's interesting. But all right, well, I mean, act like you're not in on it too. That's cool.
Committed treason, now all of this different stuff. And it's chaos by design. If people start asking the right questions, who funded Epstein, who protected Epstein, why, despite the Treasury having all of these documents, is Trump's DOJ not looking into it? Where all paths lead is to the people in power right now. Not that the people in power right now are clients of Epstein or were clients of Epstein, but certainly that they're participating in covering it.
If you don't look at all there's so enough information out there to let you know that yeah, they're in on it. They admitted themselves pretty much. Not all of them. Like I don't think Pam was out there doing that. I don't think Dan was out there doing that at all. I don't even think Cash was out there doing that. I think they're trying to protect the guy that got him in office.
Up. And so my hope is the scandal won't go
Oh, that's
away.
crazy.
I hope Ron Wyden's moved, which is this detailed letter saying, this is what we know. We need subpoenas. We need bank records. The DOJ needs to do something. Hopefully, it'll be a reminder that there are still people who just say, wherever this leads, we need to expose it.
Mhm.
The problem for Trump isn't just what Epstein did and what Trump might have been involved in, but it's who is doing the cover up right now and why are they doing it? And Jeffrey Epstein's brother, by the way, had a lot to say about this. I want to talk about that next. A pending Supreme Court case could strip our Fourth Amendment rights and allow immigration agents to come into our homes for any reason, no probable cause needed, all while Republicans try to twist things so that you think this is all great for America. This should be the biggest story in the US right now, but it's almost impossible to keep up with the millions of moves that Trump is making every single day. That's why Ground News exists. Ground News is an app and website that exposes the blind spots and spin before it takes control of our opinions.
Yeah.
Ground News is the smarter, more reliable way to stay informed when MAGA is banking on us getting distracted. I'm partnering up with Ground News to give you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use. So you'll pay only $5 a month for all of their premium features. Just go to ground.news/Pakman or use the code Pakman in the app when you sign up. The link is in the description or scan the QR.
Appreciate y'all checking in. Appreciate y'all checking in. It's interesting that there's still stuff coming out. I think there's gonna be stuff coming out for a while until everything comes to the light. You know what I'm saying? But like, comment, subscribe. Keep talking about it. Uh, keep looking for the answers. Eventually, everything's never gonna come out 100%. Most of it's probably been destroyed already. Epstein's dead. Most of it's probably been destroyed already, right? But it's still in a database somewhere. It's just ain't nobody finna be able to access that. So yeah, uh, this is crazy. This is really crazy.